Let's kick things off with a question. What if you could take stock of your life, not with, spreadsheets and boring goals, but by actually turning your personal story into a work of art? Well, today we're going to dive into a pretty fascinating process that does exactly that. It blends deep self-reflection with the incredible power of artificial intelligence. Let's see how it all works.
Now that line, it's pretty powerful, right? And believe it or not, it's not describing some new piece of technology. That's how an AI described a deeply personal list of facts written by a man who is about to turn 71. It's just the perfect hook for a process that treats your life story as the raw material for something brand new. So, what is this thing called? It's the birthday reveal. And you can think of it as a really cool alternative to that traditional New Year's review we all try to do. But instead of just looking back, this is all about creatively documenting who you are right now in this moment, using your birthday as the real start of your personal year. So, the mind behind all this is a guy named Christopher Madacor, who in the tech space also goes by the name AI Jesus. He actually developed this whole method for his own 71st birthday because he was looking for a much more meaningful way to reflect on his life and all his experiences. So let's just pause on that question for a sec. Instead of asking yourself, did I meet my targets this year? What if you asked, what song is my life singing right now? What story is it actually trying to tell? That huge shift in perspective, well, that's the entire foundation of the birthday reveal. Okay, so how does this whole thing even get started? You might think it's super complicated, but the origin of this amazing artistic output is surprisingly simple. It all starts with just a single introspective list. For his 71st birthday, McCord got this idea from an author, K.M. Weiland. She had made a list of 40 things about herself for her 40th birthday. McCord just loved that idea and decided, hey, I'm going to adapt that for myself. And here's the key. The number is crucial. He chose to write down 72 things, one for each of the 71 years he'd already lived, plus one more for the year coming up. And these weren't, bullet points for a resume. These were intimate facts and stories that maybe even his closest friends wouldn't know. All right, and this is where things get really, really cool. That simple personal list, it becomes the fuel for this powerful AI-driven creative engine that's designed to take that raw data and transform it into all these different distinct forms of art. Check this out. This is literally a digital assembly line for art. It all starts with that raw list. He just speaks it into his phone, gets it transcribed. Easy enough. From there, that text gets fed to an AI, which spits out a podcast script. Then a specialized AI agent called Show and Sing jumps in to make the whole thing more poetic, more metaphorical. After that, another agent, this one called Waking Lucid, analyzes the stories to create actual characters and dialogue for a book. And then for the grand finale, get this, a whole team of 22 different AI agents work together to write a song based on all the themes from that original list. It's just this incredible cascade of creativity, all starting from one person's memories. So we've seen how it works, which is pretty mind-blowing. But let's talk about why it matters. This isn't just some cool tech demo. It's a really profound tool for self-reflection that offers something completely different from how we usually look at ourselves. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. A typical review is all analytical, right? It's about metrics, targets, numbers. The birthday reveal, on the other hand, is all about creation. It's about gaining a new perspective, getting grounded in your own authentic story, and then turning that story into something beautiful that you can share. And the benefits here go so deep. I mean, imagine an AI taking your own stories and reflecting them back to you as a podcast or a story or a song. You'd start to see yourself in a totally new light. You'd begin to notice these recurring themes, these little threads that have been woven through your entire life. And that doesn't just explain your past, it gives you this powerful springboard to intentionally design your future, all while creating a one-of-a-kind piece of art. Now, this incredible personal project isn't just going to stay personal. McCord has a much bigger vision for how this unique process of self-discovery can be shared with, well, pretty much everyone. Yup, the ultimate goal is to build an app. Just imagine, it's your birthday, you open up an app, you speak or type your list of things, and this whole AI engine generates a unique artistic portfolio of your life for that year. It's really about democratizing this powerful form of creative self-reflection. And that brings us to the end and to one final question for you. If you were going to start your own birthday reveal right now,
One item for every single year you've lived. What's the very first thing you would write down on your list? What's that first memory that pops into your head?